The trait I most admire about Ava, and the one that's so integral to her particular character, is her independence, her need to be independent. She is a young woman who is learning to be strong within herself and to desire to pull herself up and on her own merits, to stand on her own 2 feet, to accomplish things on her own. She's ambitious, she's determined, and those are traits that I admire in all women. So I love that about Ava, her need for independence. Gideon, I think it's his protectiveness. Out of any character that I've worked with, Gideon is the most protective. He values the things in his life that have a personal importance to him, and he takes very good care of them. Favorite Crossfire scene? That's really an unfair question, because I would probably be able to pull like 2 or 3 out of every single book. But in looking over, you know, the whole history of the series, I would say that there's a scene in Bared to You in Bryant Park where they have a big argument, and it ends up being videotaped and going viral. But I always picture it very clearly in my head. It's probably one of the most vibrant scenes for me. And since I go to Bryant Park quite a bit, every time I'm there, I see it and imagine it happening. So it's very much a visceral scene for me. And probably one of the most out of all of the series that I've written. It was very vivid at the time that I wrote it, and it remains so. The length it takes to write a novel depends on the book. You know, so I've had some novels. The Stranger I Married, I wrote in 4 weeks. Bared to You took 6 weeks. I've had a book, Pride and Pleasure, which took me almost 2 years. So it really depends on the book that I'm writing, how cooperative the characters are, and whether I've done something wrong, which, you know, I call it author intrusion. That's the point where I try to direct the story to go in a particular direction, and that's not the direction the characters want to go in, so they'll pretty much stop working with me. I kind of liken it to being on a movie set where, you know, the main character storms off to their trailer, slams the door, and says they're not coming out until I fix the script. You know, it's kind of the same thing. They'll stop working with me, and then I'm going, you know, that's my fault. I need to go back and fix it. So, you know, it depends on how well that goes. Rock Stars of Romance. I love that name. I think it's awesome. Thank you for having me. I had a great time.